Hey everyone, welcome back to Art of Abhi. In this video, we are going to create this Anime-Style Ferris Wheel model with animation entirely in Blender. You will learn to use the modifiers in the modeling parts, then you will learn to use rigid body constraint for animation, and you will also learn to create few simple shaders. So without wasting time, let's get started. We are starting from the default Blender scene. If you wonder why your Blender scene looks different from mine, you can grab my default setup file from link in the description. It includes my interface layout, lighting and render settings. Now first delete the default cube, then press Shift A, go to Mesh and add a cylinder object. Then press 1 in the numpad for the front view and click on this add cylinder, then switch align from word to view. Now press tab to go into edit mode, then press 7 in the numpad for top view, then press S and Y to scale it on Y axis, then R and 90 to rotate it in 90 degree. Now press 3 in the numpad, then press ZZ and move it upward something like this. Now select the both cylinder faces and press I to insert it inwards like this few times. And then press S and X to move the faces outward something similar like this. Then press P and choose selection to make it a separate object. Now select the cylinder and press Alt plus left click on this edge to select all around the faces. Then press X and choose delete faces. Now back to the object mode, right click and set smooth. Then select the separated part of the cylinder, move to edit mode, press S and X and scale it something like this. Now enable edge selection, right click and choose bridge edge loops. Now back to the object mode, select the outer cylinder, go to the modifiers tab and add a wireframe modifier. This will be our main Ferris wheel, and also back to the wireframe modifier setting and enable boundary. Now also add bevel modifier, adjust this value. Now select the motor cylinder and move to edit mode. Press Ctrl R to add a loop cut, then press Ctrl B and add some segment like this. Then select these both faces, then right click and choose extrude faces along the normals. Then change the transform pivot point to individual origins and scale it on X axis something similar like this. Next select the faces and press Shift X and scale it something like this. Press Ctrl R and add a loop cut in the both side. Then select the both side loop cuts, move these edges like this. Now press Ctrl B to bevel it, then change the transform pivot point to bounding box center, then right click and extrude faces along the normals. Then again change the transform pivot point to individual origins and press S-X to scale it something like this. Now change the transform pivot point to bounding box center and select these both side faces and press S-X, then scale it on X-axis like this. Then change the transform pivot point to individual origin again and press S to scale this face like this. Next press I to insert few times to make these edge lines. Then change the transform pivot point to bounding box center and press S plus X to scale it on X-axis something like this. Now select these both side edges and change the transform pivot point to individual origin. Then select S to scale and adjust edges to bring them something like this. Change the transform pivot point to bounding box center. Now model it to make it look something similar like this as you can see. So move to this part and choose all faces in both sides. Press R to insert and right click, choose extrude faces along the normals to model it like this. Now our motor part modeling is done. Here I forgot to give some space for holding poles. For that, select this part of faces for both sides and press S plus X to create some space. Then again add a loop cut and bevel it. Extrude faces along the normals to model this. Next add a loop cut at the center of the motor model and select this part and press X to delete this side of the mesh. Then go to the modifiers tab, add a mirror modifier, choose the Z axis like this, also enable clipping. Now we will model holding poles. For that, press Shift A, add a plane, change the align to view, go into edit mode, press A to select all, then press JZ1 to move it upward like this. Then press S plus Y to shape it like this. Then select the top vertices and scale it to make it look like this. Move it downwards, then adjust its position in between the space we have created before. Then go to the modifiers tab, add a solidify modifier, enable even thickness and adjust the thickness value something like this. Now go to the edit mode, select the top vertices, then press Shift Ctrl B to bevel the vertices and set the segment to 6. Now move to the object mode, right click and set smooth, add a bevel modifier, adjust the amount value. Next back to the edit mode, press Ctrl B to add a vertex in both sides. And then select both vertex and press J to connect them to make a loop cut. Then select the edge and press Ctrl B to add a few edge lines. Select the faces, press I to insert and then press X to delete the faces and model it like this. Next select the bottom edge line, press X to delete edges, move to the vertex selection and select the bottom vertices and press SZ0 to make the bottom line straight and place it on ground something like this. Next select this part of the mesh and move it on X axis to shape it like this. Now back to the object mode, add a mirror modifier, set your required axis and choose the mirror object. Now press Shift A, then add a cube, model it something like this to make the base of holding poles. Then add a bevel modifier and adjust the amount value accordingly. Then also add a mirror modifier, set the required axis to make it visible in both sides like this. Now press Shift A, add a plane object, model it something similar like this. Next, rename all the objects to organize the scene properly. Now we are going to model cabin for Ferris wheel. For that, press Shift A, add a cylinder object, and now I will model the cylinder into cabin. I can't explain everything, otherwise the video will be longer. So the cabin modeling part will be speedrun. See you guys on the other side soon. Now the cabin model is ready. Place the cabin to its required place, then parallel the cable to the main wheel. For that, select the cabin, then select the wheel, press Ctrl P and choose Object Keep Transform. Now the cabin is parented to wheel object. Next, we'll have to animate it, but we will animate it by using rigid body motor constraint. For that, select the holding pole and move to the physics tab, add a rigid body, set the type to passive and change the shape to mesh. After that, select the main wheel, add a rigid body, keep the type to active and change the shape to mesh. Now select the holding poles and select the main wheel. Go to here, click on object, then in the rigid body, select connect. Blender will automatically add an empty with rigid body constraint applied. Next, change the type to motor. Now hit play, you will see the wheel is falling. So to fix that, select the main wheel, go to the object data properties and lock the Z locational value. Select the empty, back to the physics tab, and also if you hit play, the wheel is still standing at its place. Next, in the physics tab, enable angular. Now if you will hit play, the wheel will start rotating and you have your Ferris wheel animation ready, and it is rotating on x-axis. Now if you will change the target velocity value to -1, it will rotate in reverse order, something like this. But for now, we'll set it to 0.5. Next, as you can see, the cabin is not behaving as it should be. To fix that, select the cabin, go to the constraint tab, add a limit rotation constraint, and in the viewport, press Ctrl A to apply the rotation. This applies the object transformation data. Now enable limit X, Y, and Z axis. So here, when you will hit play, the cabin rotation is fixed and behaving as expected. Next, select the cabin and press Shift D to duplicate the cabin and place it all around the wheel model, something like this. Now for the ground, I have quickly modeled few boundaries bar as you guys can see on the screen. Next, let's add some variation in the wheel. For that, select the wheel, go to the edit mode, select the vertices all around the object and then press J to add some edge lines to make it form the edges like this. Then move back to the object mode and now your wheel modeling part is finally done. Then hit the spacebar to see the animation. Next, let's move to the shading part. I have quickly added the materials for the look I was going for. This is the final look. Now let's break down the shaders. First, for the motor, this is the basic node setup. I forgot to mention, I have also added the cube and covered the whole scene, and this is the node setup. I've used it for the fog just to add some white cloudy effect in the scene. Next, this is the holding poles node setup. I have been using metallic BSD here, then hue saturation node, color ramp with the interpolation set to be spline with the desired color slide. Then added the texture coordinate node, mapping node and gradient texture node, set it to diagonal. Take a look at the complete node setup. Now for the wheels, this is node setup I have been using with the gradient set to quadratic sphere. Then the cabin, I have used this node setup. Also I have made a real video and explained it properly there. It's a single shader, but when you will duplicate the object, you will get the different color each time. Check out the real video to learn it in detail. Link might be popping out at the top corner of the video. Now for the sidebars and pole, I use this node setup, and for the seat, this is the basic node setup. And last, for the anime style background, I have used this node setup. Detailed version of this video is also available in the real video. Check out the top right corner to learn it in detail. Next, this is the basic compositing node setup. If you have used my default file, you will have the same nodes in the composite tab. Just simply add or connect the remaining nodes. And that's it. Position the camera in your scene and you are ready to render. Your Anime-Style Ferris wheel model with animation is ready to render. If you guys have followed along this video till now and created a version of Ferris wheel, feel free to share your results on Instagram and don't forget to tag me. Also, this complete Blender file is available on my Gumroad page, so you guys can get it from there. Thanks for watching the video till the end. Follow Art of Abhi for more.